Hi there, it's Mary Hamer, and today we're going to be talking about executive function disorder and how it is kind of tied into ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So there are 7 executive functions, and the first is self-awareness. That's commanding self-directed attention. So by that, my understanding anyway, is that you can't direct where your attention goes. So that's where the whole squirrel thing comes from. The second executive function is self-restraint, which is inhibiting yourself. So being able to, not eat that cookie, not being able to not say what you think about someone in an inappropriate time. So they've actually done studies on this particular thing with ADHD people, where they'll give kids like 1 marshmallow, and then they'll say, okay, if you wait 10 minutes, you will get 2 extra marshmallows. I don't remember the exact number of marshmallows for the study. Just the point is, the kids that did not have ADHD were more likely to wait so that they get the other extra 2 marshmallows and have 3 marshmallows than the ADHD kids who couldn't help themselves from eating that first marshmallow. The third is nonverbal working memory. That's holding things in your mind to guide your behavior. So that would include things like going into a room and then getting distracted by something and forgetting why you're in the room. Everyone has this, of course. It's just to what degree, and do you have all the rest of the symptoms in order to be labeled as ADHD. Nonverbal working memory is one of the reasons why ADHD people such as myself tend to do a lot during the day, but yet not get very much done. It's because we're doing one thing and then we get distracted. We're doing another thing and then we get distracted. We're doing another thing and then if I do this, then I got to do this first. And blah, 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 blah. And the next thing you know, we've been running around all day doing things, but not really accomplishing anything. Verbal working memory, that's retaining internal speech. So an example of this is, let's say I'm talking to you. And we're having a conversation and I'm saying things, and then someone comes up here and asks me a little question. Well, I take that topic that we were talking about, if I have working memory in the verbal department, I put it up on a shelf. And that shelf will hold that as I'm talking to this other person. I say, yes, what's your question? And they say, blah, 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 blah. And I say, yes. And then they go away and I go back to you. I pick up the topic that I put on the shelf, and now I can talk about it again. If you don't have verbal working memory, such as ADHD people or people with executive function disorder, you will talk to the person, this person will come up, I will take the topic, I'll go put it on the shelf, which is not there, it will fall, I will look over here, and I will ask the question, I will answer it, they will leave, I will come back to you, go to reach for nothing because it has fallen, and what are we talking about? The 5th working memory is emotional, which is using images and words along with self-awareness to alter how you feel about things. That's altering your speech patterns so that you feel differently. That has to do with NLP, which is neurolinguistics programming, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point on this channel. Using images, so that's both visual and in your own mind, so visualization, things like that. Words can also be like words of affirmation, stuff like that. And self-awareness, so I have issues with self-awareness. Sometimes I'll be depressed and I won't even know it. And then it'll take my husband asking me what's wrong for me to realize that something is wrong. So a mixture of all these things are it's usually what we use in order to alter our state of being so that we feel happier, so that we're less stressed or what have you. And people with ADHD and executive function disorder have issues with this. The 6th is self-motivation, which is motivating yourself to do things when there is no outside consequence involved. So yes, I definitely have this one as well. I even have this when it comes to art and things like that. So I'm a musician. 'Cause I belong in the lost and found. But you know, even with that, like I enjoy writing music. I enjoy practicing and performing and stuff like that, but sometimes if there's not a rehearsal scheduled or there's not a show coming up, I won't practice. And that's a problem. Because if I'm not playing my instrument, if I'm not doing art, if I'm not doing things for a creative outlet, you know, my mood gets dysregulated very quickly, and I just don't enjoy life as much. What I do is I either have my husband or my accountability group or my life coach keep me accountable for these things so that I can, you know, motivate using someone else. Number 7 is planning and problem solving. That's finding new approaches and solutions, and this is, I guess this is the only one that I don't have as much of an issue with, because I love coming up with new, solutions to problems, and it's just one of the things that I'm interested in doing. However, if I'm able to take some liberties with this, one thing that I do have is, I guess you'd call it rigid thinking. So, I have certain things that need to be done a certain way. And, like loading the dishwasher. And I know it's usually for everyone, either you don't care how the dishwasher is loaded or you really care how the dishwasher is loaded. And I really care. But it extends to pretty much everything that I am involved with. And so it's not that I can't problem solve to figure out a different way, it's that my brain is locked into this is the way to do it, this is the correct way, and if you're not doing it that way, y'all's doing it wrong. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Mary Hamer. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Mwah!